Okay, students, here are the directions to 8.2. And of course, when I say directions, I will be looking for this in the grading of your assignments. This is to help you get something out of them. All right, so here's the assignment, 1, 1, 3, 6, okay, all these 38 to 43. Let's go through a section at a time. Now, keep in mind, when we're finding out the tax, there are three major steps. Remember, the first step was to find your AGI, and you do this by reducing your gross income by the adjustments. And then remember from the notes, the second step is to find the taxable income. So that's where you're subtracting your exemptions. Now, keep in mind, make sure you read this about exemptions. And please make sure you read this about the deductions, all of the things that you can. Now, it's the standard deduction or an itemized deduction, and this is an exclusive or, just one or the other. And also remember, if there's some kind of medical expenses, they have to exceed 7.5% of the AGI. If you think that's complicated, try to read the tax code. Hey, I've been there, and I tried to do it. Then over here, the last step is to find your tax. Find your tax. So you're going to compute your tax either from a booklet that is given to you by the IRS or using this table of values or paying someone $40 to $100 to do your taxes or TurboTax. But either way you're doing it, I want you to know what's happening. And so you're going to have to, go through that procedure we gave in your notes. Also, I made a video on that may help you as well. And don't forget, you're going to subtract any tax credits, so please keep that in mind. All right, this is the chart, and these are your categories of your life situation, single, and so forth, okay? And then these are your tax brackets, okay? These numbers change. The government changes those to meet their needs. And then don't forget you have the standard deduction, and then you have your exemptions, okay? So per person, remember that. And this is where dependents come into play. So keep all of this in mind. And also remember how I taught you how to figure out the income tax. You have to take whatever tax bracket a person lies in. Let's just say I have 10, 15, and 25, okay? And let's just say the person made $80,000 as a single person. So their top amount that they earned is $80,000. And you're going to have to put these values in here so that you know what to subtract, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to find out the amount of money that they're going to have to pay 10%. That's always like $8,700. And then you're going to have to subtract these numbers to figure out how much 15%, and then these numbers to find out 25%. After you find the taxes, you add them all together, okay, to find the total. That's a process, okay, and you guys that go through it will benefit by doing that. All right, let's see what I got. All right, so what I want you to do with 1 and 2, let's just do 2 for example. Okay, find the gross, adjusted, and taxable income. All right, so the first thing I want you to do is just write the facts out, 23500. And the adjustments was 495 in interest from a savings account and 1200 from a retirement plan. And so now we want you to find the AGI. So to find the AGI, we're going to subtract these two values from the gross. Okay, so I got that number. Now, then it says she was entitled to a personal exemption of $3,800, and her deductions totaled 5,450. So as you know, you have to subtract these two numbers from the AGI. You could do it one at a time. You could add them together. It doesn't matter. I'm going to add here. This is 8. This is 9. 250. Okay, what do I do with $9,200 and $21,000? I subtract. Okay, this is why I went through the number sense speech I gave you so that we're not lost in limbo land. 12555. So this is what? This is a person's taxable income. And then I go to the next step. So that's how you do that problem. And that's how I want you to do that problem. All right, now this one says, use the marginal tax rate to compute the tax owed by each person or couple. So now it's getting you ready to do the entire problem yourself. Let's just briefly talk about 6. Single woman with a taxable income of $4,200 or $42,000. Okay, I think we did something like that. So this is where we want you to find the tax. Copy that down and then go through my procedure. So again, here's the chart. It's a single woman, 42,000. That's going to be in the 25% tax bracket. Okay, so again, you know, I'm getting in trouble making this too easy. Okay, 0, 8,700. Okay, and I forget what that number was. What was it? 35. Let's go back there. 35350. Okay. 35350. Okay, so there you go. And then her taxable income's right here, $42,000. So what we need to do is figure out what the rate is for each and what the amount of money is for. Okay, so here we go. $42,000. Now, $42,000, again, she's in the 25% tax bracket. And we're going to subtract how much money is going to be taken from you at 10%. Well, it's $8,700, obviously, and then it's going to be $870 you are giving to the government. Now, to figure out this second amount of tax in this amount, you got to figure out how much money that is. You just subtract these two numbers and you get 26650. But remember, we got to do 15% of that number. So we multiply and we get this number. Okay, so you're giving of your hard-earned money $3,900 to the government. All right, then over here on the 25%, okay, you're going to give a fourth of your money, okay, to the government. And you got to figure out how much that is. Now, you could give a fourth of all your money if you want to, but I wouldn't, okay? You're going to subtract these two numbers, and I get 6650. So what's a fourth of that, or 25%? That is this number right here. Now, what we're going to do with these amounts, we're going to add these all together, and there we go. $6,530 that lady paid to the government, okay, for services and education and salaries of politicians. So that's how that works. Okay, so now you should be ready, okay, to be able to do this all by yourself. And remember, question 15, they're giving you all the information. And so you have to do the 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. So just show the steps. Okay, you already got the facts here, so you don't have to rewrite all of the facts, but show the steps, and that will help you. Then give me your final answer. Please make sure that works and that is correct. This is why I am giving you the odd problems. Now here's a chart that has to do with Social Security that is taken from your pay. And so this explains what's happening. Okay, so here we go. The employee's rate is 5.65. That's how much that you are paying for FICA on the first $110,000. And then over that amount, you're paying 1.45%. Okay, does that make sense? And so just what I want you to do is just copy the facts from the problem and then figure out the FICA tax. Maybe that'll help you out. All right, so for example, number 20, if you are not self-employed and you earn $140,000, okay? So let's make sure we got that number right. 110. So the first $110,000, okay, is going to be that one rate, and then the amount over that, which is $30,000, is the other rate. And so again, I think this was 5.65. Check me out on that. And I think this was, I forget what that was, 1.45. Okay, you're going to figure those out and you're going to add them together, and that's how much FICA tax you owe. Okay, and then on the last part here, which is really neat, a pay stub from a student worker. And very quickly, notice there's some basic information here. Of course, your social security number, that's really important not to share. And then this part's talking about for the current week, okay? This is what was given. And then here's a year to date. And then here we have your deductions, okay? These are deductions from your paycheck. So you have your gross, and then you have the federal tax, the FICA, we just talked about, state tax. And then this would represent the total amount of deductions. So for your paycheck, it was what, $200. This was a deduction. So this is what you're taking home, or your net pay. And then in this column are your year to date. So take a look at that. You're going to be doing that for sure, and for the probably rest of your life, one form or the other. And I hope that that helps you. I appreciate that, having the opportunity to talk to you about that. Okay, these are life skills. These are things that your folks, you've seen others, older siblings, you're involved with, your friends are involved with. The more you understand, the more you interact. You don't have to know everything. You just have to know certain things well and know how to apply it or what to do with decision making regarding financial information. If you don't understand it, then you will be a victim of the consequences of not knowing the basics at some point. And we don't like being victims. So get ahead of it by realizing that financial knowledge is indeed power. Hope that helps you.